Hello and welcome to the stream. We are live. Let's see if I can get the overlay up. Yep, we're here. Okay, welcome to the stream. It is my last stream for about a week, so let's make it count. Ignatius, welcome to the stream. Those who were in the chat before, welcome to the stream as well. This game is massive. In the grand scheme of things, we have the Boston Celtics, the 1 seed. Obviously, we're sitting in number 2. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing the Heat today. That's a big game. So obviously, we'll keep close tabs on that. And then we've also got Cleveland playing Portland this afternoon. Or later tonight, wherever you are in the world, and OKC are currently playing Philly. So all 5 teams, all top 5 teams in the East are taking on someone today. So this is going to be a huge game, massive game. Currently, Kevin Durant is our only absence. Clax was questionable. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford are out. Last night, Marcus Smart and Robert Williams were out, but they are both back. So you sense that this probably was a little bit of a plan by Boston to get a couple players rested up for this game. And then obviously you had some players playing last night, so they're rested tonight, and they get a bit of an extended break. This is the second night of a back-to-back for Boston, so they will potentially be a little bit more lethargic, but we know how good they are. We can't expect, a lack of energy from them because they are a good team. They are going to bring the heat nice and early. From a Nets perspective, Kevin Durant is out, and that will require a number of players to step up, including Joe Harris, who will get the start today. TJ Warren obviously still coming off the bench, but his role in this team his output will have to be larger than what it has been, even though it hasn't been bad by any stretch. In other news for the Nets, Alondas Williams got waived. He was on a 2-way deal, so I do think that the call-up will go to Donovan Williams, who's been playing some good basketball in the G League. So that is basically all the news from a Nets perspective. Some statistics for you. I also want to let you know that I will be doing... I will be uploading a Nicholas Claxton transformation video. Basically analysing where he's changed things up and improved over the course of the year, that has led him to be in the top 10 for front court all-star voting. So that will be coming out in the next couple of days, and that should be a good watch. It's about 12 minutes long, so plenty of content for you there whilst I am not doing the live streams for a week. Well, there'll only be one video. So yeah, that'll be it, and it's a pretty decent one, so I hope you enjoy that. Let's have a look at the comments made by Jacques Vaughn going into tonight. He said that the Nets will focus on keeping Nick Claxton closer to the basket on defense. Given Kevin Durant is out, we need Clax, at the basket at basically all times. So it seems like that would be alluding to changes in the pick and roll, potentially Clax not switching, a little bit of drop coverage maybe. Kyrie Irving's usage, they're not going to change that. Jacques Vaughn to basically state exactly what he said. We added nothing to the playbook yesterday to put any more on his plate. So the game plan isn't changing. The same approach is being made, which is a good sign because, Steve Nash is definitely, handing all the responsibility over to Kyrie. The game's already started. It's already started. I thought this game was not going to be starting this quickly, but apparently it has, and I'm just completely delusional to the fact. So let me get it in line. And the Nets started 5-2. So, well, that was weird because the game usually starts much, much later when it's on national TV, but I'm awfully mistaken. So Boston are going to continue things. I'm just going to get the headset on. Got a new headset that's Bluetooth, so I can actually move around a little bit more fluent. So we force a shot clock violation. That's going out of play. So we force the chuck up, and it's going to be Ben bringing the ball up. So we missed probably a minute of this game. There's going to be a foul with 10:03 to play in the first quarter. So we're forced a couple stops early from what I've seen. And there was a pretty excellent pass by Marcus Smart behind the back. So Ben on the perimeter. Clack's looking for a handoff to O'Neal. He's going to drive. And he got it, +1. Royce with the 2. Let me get over to the main overlay. Okay. So 7-2. Royce flips it up and in. If only no one was injured, man, they would make a show for everyone. Well, yeah, it would have been excellent to see both teams at full strength. But of course, we can't get what we wish for all the time. So it is Smart to Williams. And now Smart. Gonna drive, kick it out to Tatum, in the corner guarded by Kyrie. He's going to try drive. He's held up by Kai. Corner 3 for Derek White is good. Whew. O'Neal made the free throw. So Joe the other way to Royce, top of the key. Nope, that's short, and Derek White will get the rebound and push the pace pretty quickly. He's picked up by Clax. Smart on the outside. Spin. Ben guarding. Knocked it out of his hands. They still end up with it, and then it is off. Clax. Bit of ricochet involved, and it will be a side out for Boston. So 3 minutes gone. First quarter. 8-5 lead Nets. From what I've seen, defense pretty good to open things. Oh, that's going to be a goal 10. Kyrie defended that pretty well, but Clax hit the ball after it hit the glass. Probably was going in, I would say. So that's not a great foul to give away, but oh well. Ben going to drive behind the back. Kick out to Joe. Joe going to drive baseline, and the reverse is good by Joey Buckets. Smart out to White. Ben overcommitted. Alley-oop Williams. Got it. And it is 10-9. So Ben overcommitted, and that put us in a pretty bad situation for the rest of the possession. Clax gets an easy alley-oop response after Marcus Smart found him isolated under the rim with Clax. So 12-9 early proceedings. Tatum for 3 over Joe. The 3 is off. Royce with the rebound, and Kyrie will get it ahead. And there's going to be a side out for the Nets. It looks like we're going to get a... Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a substitution. Williams out for Cornette, who is infamous for that defensive strategy where he jumps straight up if he doesn't even look like he's going to get remotely close to a shot contest. So 12-9, Joe goes to the bench early. And Ben will feed Kyrie, who does the step back midi. That is money. 14-9. First quarter. So Kyrie's got a 3. Presumably got it in the first minute. Smart for 3. That's off. Rebound by Clax. Kyrie, take your pick. And now Kyrie will bring it up. High screen Clax. Kyrie 3. That's short. And a rebound by Tatum. And Ben will pick him up the other way. The high screen by Cornet. The switch. Clax jumps. Cornet now had an open look for a split second. The spin. And the hook shot is good. So Cornet sends Boston into double figures. And we'll see what the Nets can do on this possession. Up 3. Ben gonna drive and kick to Royce. Kicks it out to Warren, who does not shoot. Nearly lost his dribble. Shoots from the elbow, and that is good. So the offense doesn't seem to really have been affected without KD at the moment. And the defense isn't half bad either. So Smart on the perimeter. Guarded by Royce. Corner 3 for Cornet. That's good. So Warren sets the screen, gets it off the pick and pop, and knocks down the 3 to respond. And despite no Brown, no KD, no Horford, we're seeing a really entertaining game to open things. 19-14, halfway into the first. Cornet to Williams, ball fake, sidestep, the 3 is off. Ben with the strong rebound. And now he will survey the floor, get it to Royce, send it to Kyrie, and now Clax in the post picked up by Cornet. Hook shot is short, and a rebound by Tatum. So the other way, good work by the Nets to deflect it out of bounds. We're going to get a timeout early going in this first quarter, or halfway through. 19-14 is the score so far. So a decent start. Can't watch along with you today, but kick those Nets into gear would be amazing to beat the Celtics. Indeed it would be. We have a look at the box score nice and early. And you can see... Let me just get it up. If I can get there. Come on. There we go. Got it. So right now, Robert Williams and Derek White have scored the points alongside Cornet. Tatum has not scored, so good defense to start by Ben. Force the ball out of Tatum's hands. They're shooting the ball not awfully. We're shooting it exceptionally well to kick things off here. TJ's played 2 minutes and scored both field goals. That's awesome. Kyrie's got 5. Ben, we wanted more assertiveness in terms of scoring the ball, but he's already got 4 dimes in this game, so he has benefited us exceptionally well in other ways that isn't the scoring department. And then you've got 8 makes, 5 assists, 4 of those attributed to Ben. So, you know, it's going to be something that we're going to require of Ben for, you know, the foreseeable future. So, a decent start. An excellent start, I have to say. Yeah. Okay. That's so loud. Let me just turn that down. Okay, so the ball is inbounded. Cornet, drive and kick to Williams. Utah's in the game. The floater by Williams is good. And the lead is back down to 3. So we've got Kyrie, Clax, Warren, Royce, and Utah. In the game, Ben takes an early seat. And Warren with the pull-up mid-range again. So he's leading the scoring for the Nets, despite having played about 2.5 minutes. And we needed him to step up in the absence of KD, and it's been a good start to that little era. Williams with a flashy pirouette in the paint and flicked it up and in whilst his back was turned to the basket. So now Warren going to take on Cornet. Baseline 2 is off. And there's going to be there's going to be no foul. I thought there was a foul in there somewhere. Tatum is now picked up by Kyrie. The drive. Kyrie got discarded. The miss by Tatum. And the score by Cornet on the tip. But Kyrie is down. And he took a shot. But no call, of course. Warren is trapped. And we're going to get a foul on, I believe, Cornet. Let's have a look at what Tatum... Yeah, so Tatum did do a little shove-off on Kyrie right into the midriff. A little bit dirty, if you ask me, but look, I'm not going to really, dwell on that. It's going to be really interesting to see how we hold up in these minutes without Kyrie on the floor. Kyrie is going to be playing extended minutes, you would suspect. So, play resumes with Ben. With the score sitting at 1 point the difference. Ben is back in. Kyrie on the bench. Seth Curry in. So Seth, gonna drive baseline. The flip is good for 2. And Seth Curry, when Kyrie is off the floor, he's gonna have to, keep the motor running. It's just gonna be imperative. We need some backup guard minutes. Tatum top of the key for 3. That is always going to go in, especially with the amount of space there was on that. And we're going to get another timeout. This time, the Nets call it. So, that was just poor defense. A bit of a lack of communication on that one. And yeah, the pick and pop was wide open for Tatum. So, not ideal. But right now, I can't say I'm mad with how we've performed thus far. Because, this is Boston. They've got Tatum. Kyrie's pretty good and all, but I think it's going to be a matter of how many minutes Kyrie gets tonight that'll really dictate whether we win this one or not. He's going to have to play upwards of 35 minutes, you would say. Definitely. So the workload... in terms of minutes, will go up. I don't think the ball usage will be as high as we probably suspect with KD out, because in the past, we've been accustomed to him being, having to shoulder so much of the workload. But this team is so much more equipped to deal with a loss of KD in terms of, we've got TJ, we've got Utah, we've got Ben. So these players, Ben, Utah, and TJ all didn't play in that first meeting. Actually, I think, no, not Utah. TJ did. So, we may actually look back on that just to see what's the deal. And let's see what changes. We'll do a little side-by-side comparison of this game and the last meeting. In the first quarter last meeting, I did have a look at the stats. It was 35-28, the scorecard, I think, at quarter time. So, we never really were able to get over the hump. We didn't score 100 points in that game either. So, I feel like this is a game where you can sort of actually benefit from not having KD, because KD and Kyrie, obviously, the two clear plays in your offense. And Boston throw everything at those two in it. Nets players, the role players are more forced to knock down shots, but in this game, they go into it knowing what they need to do. It's not a matter of working it out on the fly and realizing what you need to do midway through the game, because you've seen what the team, Boston, have thrown at you. So, 23 apiece. Yeah. So Tatum remains in the game. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as Ben... as long as Ben is in the game, Tatum will also be in the game. Ben's minutes will just correlate strongly. So we've got Ben, Utah, Seth, TJ, and Joe now in. So I believe Royce went to the bench. Ben, the bounce pass to Seth, and he lost it as he was going up, and it will be a turnover. So Boston gonna get into an offensive set really quickly. And it will be Seth guarding Marcus Smart, who drives. And we're going to moving screen on Tatum. Or an illegal screen, one of the two. But regardless, it's going to be another turnover. It's going to go the other way. It will be net ball at 23 apiece, as we've just said. High man for the Nets, shooting-wise, is TJ with 7. So Ben, the pass to Joe. The 3 is good. And we know that Joe in the starting lineup is significantly better than bench Joe. So, to get his confidence back yet again, because he's been playing some pretty empty minutes, this is an opportunity for him. And he's now guarding Tatum in the corner. Tatum scores for 2 through contact. And it will be Warren bringing it up. He's going to shoot a 3. A bit of miscommunication defensively. The shot was there. He missed it. And now Boston the other way. Tatum going to pull up for 3 over Ben. That's short. Good defense. Ben, the rebound, Joe. And now Seth Curry will bring it up. So a switch. And now Brogdon guarding Seth on the outside. He is in a bit of an isolation. Calls Ben for the screen. Seth with the pull-up pop. That is off. And a rebound for Williams. So Brogdon now going to bring it up. Good little bench scorer. And flips it up and in very early in the offense. And Boston have the lead back. So Ben going to feed Seth in the corner. And now the kick out to Joe. And then Utah, a little bit of passing around the perimeter. TJ's going to take it down the middle. The hook shot is no good. Good defense by Robert Williams. The offense has fallen off a little bit in the last couple of minutes. And with that, Boston up 3. Tatum scores again under the basket. And he's been able to, get some easier looks in the last couple of minutes. So, TJ. Utah in the corner. Airballed it. Joe with the offensive board. He kicks it back out to Seth. 3 to shoot. Bounce pass. Joe for 3. It's off. So, good work by Joe on that possession. And now he's defending Williams. He feeds it out to the other Williams. And now Tatum. Guarded by Utah on the outside. 3. High archer is an air ball. And Ben does well to shield the ball. Gets it ahead. Utah with the flip. And it's a 1-point game. So, under a minute to go. Pritchard and Hauser getting ready to check in. Smart, early 3. That's off. Rebound Ben again. And he will look to bring it up. Joe, quick 3. Got it! Joey, buckets. And, we're shooting 40% from 3. We've hit 4. Joe has hit some early in the shot clock 3s. And they're really satisfying. Ben, it's just one simple pass. The Boston defense is not set up. And now Smartest to go fetch it in the backcourt. Tatum is going to get fouled by Ben, who committed the body bump. And I believe it's going to be a side out. We have some subs, Hauser and Pritchard in the game. And Smart and Williams will take a seat. That's Grant. So Seth Curry going to go to the bench for defensive purposes. Royce and Clax will come in. So we've got Brogdon, guarded by Clax on the outside. They're going to drive. Clax stays with. Block! And the shot clock expires. And Clax is a block machine. He didn't bite on the pump fake. And the Nets at quarter time have a 2-point lead. Excellent first quarter, I'd have to say. Especially in those non-Kyrie minutes. Ben is going to have to step up big time, and he's been really getting some strong rebounds, some strong rebounds, really distributing the ball well. We'll have a look at the box score now. I don't know why it's gone back to this screen, but if we look at the box score, Tatum's got 7 and so does Cornette. Really unlikely source of offense, but you can see they're shooting the ball well, and from 3, it's not great. It's pretty below average, but you look at the Nets, and 10 to Joe in the first quarter without a miss. And look, the importance of Joe cannot be understated. If he's performing, the team performs so much better. And without KD, we're up 2 for a damn good reason. 10 points to Joe with, well, one miss. But Ben has already got 7 dimes in the first quarter. And 3 rebounds. He hasn't attempted a shot, but I'd argue the 7 dimes might as well have been him scoring 3 of 3 from the field. He just had that effect. Most minutes by any starter, and 7 to TJ off the bench on 6 shots. So he's going to be required to take a few more shots and really channel that, what's the word? The bubble Warren, basically, where he was averaging like 27 points a game or something like that. It's going to be interesting to see if we get any Edmund Sumner minutes or Markieff Morris minutes, especially if we're struggling with size, but I do think small ball is probably going to be the way to go in this game, especially with the team we've got. Around the grounds, OKC is up on Philly by 11. Toronto beating Charlotte by 10. Milwaukee and Miami are playing probably one of the most non-viewer friendly games of all time. It is 18-12 in that one with only 2.5 minutes to play. So not pleasant viewing over there. I'd like to see the shooting percentages there. Boston 41%, Miami 26%. Wow, that is rubbish. So not ideal if you wanted to watch the you wanted to watch a good game of basketball between those two opponents. But over here, this game is producing something a little bit more than that. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the stream. We will be back in a week's time. We do have a Claxton specific video coming up in the next couple days, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But aside from that, we'll be back next week for Nets Warriors. So yeah, a little bit of a 10-day break, and then we'll be back at it and try to get as many games in a row as we possibly can for the watch-alongs. We have done every game since about December 1, November 31st. So it's been a long grind, but it's been good vibes. Clax with the alley-oop. The off-ball play was excellent. I don't know who set the screen to free up Clax and find the mismatch, but Kyrie with the find, and the Nets up 3. No, 4. Brogdon on the drive, discarded Kyrie, and Brogdon with the short pull-up. Jake, hope you're doing well, my guy. Kyrie going to look for Joe. Off-ball screen by Royce. Handoff back to Kyrie. And now picked up by Hauser. The pass to Joe again. He is off. It's a good find. And he scored a couple threes from that spot on the right wing. But it's no good this time. And now Derek White going to drive. Kick out to Williams. And now Hauser for 3. The 3 is well off. The rebound by Royce. And Royce is hassled on the way up. He's going to have to get it ahead. And Seth Curry gets it past half court. Right as the 8 seconds expired. Curry gets past Williams. We're going to get a foul. And it will be a couple of shots coming up for Seth Curry. So Seth Curry going to take 2, and he's been fairly aggressive. He's taken quite a few shots in his time on the floor. Makes free throw 1. I think he's a relatively good free throw shooter like his brother. So yeah. So second free throw is good by Seth, and Derek White will bring the ball up. So the high screen by Williams, and the switch sees Clax on White. Brogdon now guarded by Kyrie. The pass to White on the wing, Hauser in the corner, and now he's going to run along the baseline. Brogdon, the pull-up 2 is good. And whilst Tatum has been on the bench, Brogdon has really kept the scoreboard ticking for Boston, and that is why the lead sits currently at only 2 for the Nets, even though they've played significantly well. Kyrie for 3. Little bit of a hesitation, but over the hand of Williams, knocks it down like nothing. Or no one was even in the vicinity. Brogdon going to drive again. Got rid of Kyrie. There's going to be no foul, and the Nets are going to end up with it on the side. Kyrie having a little bit of talk with the Boston bench. A little bit of friendly banter, you would say. And Kyrie has got it stuck on automatic at the moment. Kyrie is blitzed, and we're going to need someone to bail him out. Seth Curry, picked up by White, and now Clax, the give and go. Curry, the 2 is good, and Clax with a good screen to free him up. So a 7-point lead. This is an excellent start by the Nets. We're shooting 57% from the field in this game thus far. White going to drive down the middle. The push shot is off. The rebound was initially by Derek White, and then Williams. Joe ended up with the rebound, and now Kyrie. Gonna drive it. Weaves through, and it will be 2 shots. And Kyrie, there's been an excellent balance of mid-ranges, taking it all the way to the cup and shooting 3s. It's remained unpredictable, which is one of the biggest downfalls, the pitfalls of playing the Celtics. We always seem to, have a fairly predictable game style, at least in seasons gone by. So Kyrie going to shoot a couple free throws right now, and the first free throw is off. Uncharacteristic for Kai, but you just like to see you love to see what we've been doing so far. If we can win this will prove that the Nets are by far the best team in America. Well, right now, form would suggest in the last 6 weeks that we are definitely unanimously the best team in the league in that time. 18-2 in the last 20 games. I mean, no one's got a better record. Derek White going to drive and cross, take it into the paint, and there is a foul on Royce. He was very close to forcing a jump ball, but it will be free throws for Derek White. If we can survive without our star player, this will prove us as title contenders. Well, Boston aren't full strength either. That would have been an ultimate test if we could stop Boston with their full team. Now, that would be a big statement, but we're not in that situation today. They are missing Horford and they are missing Brown. It's really going to tell the story about, the way in which these role players pick up the slack. Second free throw was off by Derek White early going second quarter, and Seth Curry will bring it up with Pritchard guarding on the perimeter. Clax now the handoff to Kyrie. He is covered well, and now Seth Curry in the corner, picked up by Hauser. Behind the back, from the elbow. That is good! And Seth Curry with a bit of shot creation. And now Brogdon going to drive. Kick out to Derek White. We had a little bit of a miscommunication. Both players for the Nets went to the corner and neither closed out Derek White. So it is a 6-point game. Obviously, the possession prior, that sent us out to our biggest lead of the game. Seth Curry now picked up by Pritchard. He's going to drive. He's going to stop, pull up, miss as it rattles around and rims out. Derek White going to drive baseline, picked up by Joe. Good coverage. Falling off the court. He kicked it back out, and now Brogdon for three. Good move. That's short on the three. The smallest man on the court, Pritchard, got a rebound over Clax. The find to Williams, it went through Brogdon's hands as he cut to the basket, and the Nets force a turnover. Joe in the corner. Gonna take it, kick it out to Royce. Lost it, went off his foot. Joe misses the three, and it is going to be Brogdon who brings it up, takes it all the way, misses, and the tip by Hauser. No boxing out there. Last couple possessions, we have left a little bit to be desired on the offensive glass. Or the defensive glass, for that matter. Kyrie going to bounce past it to Clax in the paint. He missed it. He's got to be better than that. He had Brogdon on him. And that's a size mismatch you've got to exploit. And it's a 5-on-4 the other way. And it is a 3 by Pritchard. He sends the lead back down to 1. It was as high as 9, and an 8-0 run has sliced that immediately within a matter of minutes. Would I rather lose Brown or KD? Well, I'd rather lose Brown, but I'm just saying they're not full strength either. It would be all that more impressive if we were able to get the job done without KD, and they have both Brown and Tatum, and our hands are full in terms of contending or, dealing with those two. Why is it so hard to find your channel? I would have no idea. I mean, I don't really have an answer. If you are enjoying the stream though, make sure to drop a like, and if you're new around here and you want to tune in for some more watch-alongs, it won't be in the next week. We do have a Claxton video incoming. He hasn't had a great game today, but we've got a fair bit of Nets content coming in terms of the watch-alongs, and then the the player spotlight videos are a little bit of a one-off. But for the moment, the game hasn't been bad. We're only up 1, but we were up 9 about a minute or so ago, and we did well to get in that position. You can see the Nets currently are shooting fairly well, over 50% without KD. We haven't really been deterred or anything really of the sort. Edmund Sumner has not gotten minutes, nor has Morris, the two players that I probably thought would get a few minutes in light of KD being out. Ben hasn't attempted a shot, but he's got 7 dimes. He has not played in this second quarter, so you would suspect he comes back soon. Kyrie with 9. Kyrie with 9. And Joe with 10. He has missed his last 2 shots. So they've been pretty good looks as well. So Joe has been pretty good today. For Boston, Brogdon and Cornet have been really good off the bench. The shooting is borderline identical. Both teams have hit the same amount of threes. Boston with 1 more field goal. Derek White is leading the Celtics for scoring with 9, and I didn't expect that going into this game. So there you go. Let's get the overlay back up. Yep. It's hard to find my channel because I'm not getting enough likes. Well, it's just a matter of whether or not. Well, today it's simply because it's a national TV game. You're not gonna. A lot of people can watch the game. So, the whole point of doing these watch-alongs at first was to just do it for games that people simply couldn't watch themselves. They didn't have access to it, or simply to interact with other Net supporters or basketball supporters. But obviously, it's become a little bit more than that. Actually, it hasn't really. I haven't really changed from what I was intending to do at the very beginning of this channel. So, the intentions have remained the same. Except now you're just all here for the ride. So, play resumes. We've got Ben, Utah, TJ, Royce, and Seth on the floor. No Kyrie. Bounce pass to Ben. Royce on the wing. Ben with the screen. Royce with a pull-up mid-range. That can't be the shot. And it's going to be a rebound Boston after it hit back iron. And Tatum is also back in the game. So the Celtics have Smart, Tatum, Brogdon, Cornette, and Williams. That is well off by Tatum. I don't know if he was trying to go off the window or what, but Ben gets it to Curry. And the three is good by Seth. And once again, that screen action by Ben is doing absolute wonders for Seth and getting him those open looks off the handoff. Quick dribble. Cornette with the alley-oop dunk, and he is an absolute tower. So it's going to be really tough for the Nets to contain that outlet of scoring for Boston. Seth Curry going to take it into the paint behind the back for Ben. He shoots the push shot. That is off. Rebound Tatum. And of course, there's going to be a foul in there on the push in trying to get the rebound. So side out for Boston. And to the 50 people in chat right now, which is awesome to see. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all doing exceptionally well. So Tatum is going to feed Brogdon. The lead is 2. It has been a pretty close game the entirety of the way. Smart for 3. That is off. And a rebound by Ben. So TJ going to have the screen set by Seth, who doesn't shoot the 3 on the handoff. Gets it to Royce, and that's going to be an offensive foul after Seth basically barricaded into whoever the hell was defending Ben in the corner. So, not a smart play by Seth, but we will keep on moving forward. Tatum now to Brogdon, and now Smart. Screen set by Tatum. Smart going to use it again, and now Tatum guarded by Seth Curry. I don't like this. He had Seth in the air, and now the 3 by Smart. That was a pretty simple play. Ben with an excellent play to get it out of Cornette's hands. It wasn't a foul, but it was a make by TJ, and Ben was the guy who made that all happen. We never should have gotten the rebound there, but Ben was able to nab it out of Cornette's hands. And now a good miss forced by Royce. Ben with the board. The excellent feed to TJ, who got through the last line of defense by Boston. And the lead is back up to 6. Ben is playing an absolutely exceptional game thus far. He has only attempted 1 shot, and you're probably wondering, well, how is he playing a good game? Tatum airballs it. No one saw Smart under the basket, and we're going to get a foul on Ben, but we're forcing terrible shots. Terrible shots by Boston. And it's allowing us to get into offense early, and Ben with an excellent find to TJ there. I think that's Ben's 3rd foul. They've been really careless fouls. It's been simple body bumps and fouls that are easily avoidable. Marcus Smart is going to miss number 1. So the lead is 6. Kyrie is back in. And the fact that we've been able to keep the scoreboard ticking with Kyrie off the bench and continue with the defensive activity has been a large reason why we've been able to have this 6-point lead. So 50-44. Why is the shot clock so far back? Smart, the second free throw is good. So 4 or so minutes to play, and Kyrie's going to bring it up. We've got Sumner in the game for his first minutes. Kyrie going to drive it, and the step back 2 is off. It was a bit left, and then Tatum trying to get into some early offense was, he somehow managed to lose the handle on the ball, and it fell out of bounds. So Nets are going to get another opportunity for absolutely nothing. Basically a free handout. Robert Williams is back in the game. And it will be Kyrie on the side inbounding on the baseline. So they get it inbounded to Utah. And they will give it to Royce, who's going to do the facilitating. The screen by Kyrie. The switch. He gets it to Utah. Top of the key. The spin. The block by Williams. And now it's a 2-on-1. Williams. Excellent work by Royce. And he's going to force a turnover. Royce with the active hands. And it ended up going off Williams on the fast break. It hit his hands, yep, as he was trying to regather it after Royce excellently disrupted the play. So now it is Warren going to drive on Williams. The spin, the 2 is money. And TJ is playing an excellent game as well. A lot of guys stepping up in this match. 26 bench points. Williams rolls. Kick out Smart. 3 over Royce is good. And that's just way too easy. We didn't really, well, Royce didn't even bother contesting that one. You can't be taking a gamble. Even though Smart hasn't been great on offense. Kyrie thought he was hit on the arm, and there's no whistle, so Smart the other way, gonna take it out through Williams. And now the other Williams, excellent cross-court feed, wide open 3 in the corner, and once again, we get the lead out to like 6 or 7, 8 or 9, and the lead goes back down to 1 in the blink of an eye. Purely because a couple bad shots, a couple good stops by Boston, and it leads to some pretty fluent offense on the other end. So 2 minutes or so to play in this second quarter. Warren with the cross. The move, it's going to be a travel, and another turnover. So we're going to get a timeout, and that is a good call. Believably by Jack Vaughn, I think. So it currently is a 1-point game, and we haven't had too many lead changes despite it being a very tight tussle. Let's have a look at the box score. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and also subscribe if you are new, so you can tune in for more Nets content. But for the moment, Derek White is leading all scorers, I believe, with 12, which, as I said, is a figure that I didn't think I would be stating at the start of the game. Tatum is only shooting 3 of 9 on 3 of 9, 7 points. That's an excellent job by, pays testament to Ben's excellent defensive performance. Cornet with 9 off the bench. They're shooting fairly well overall, but for the Nets, TJ's actually the high man in this game with 13 off the bench, which is much welcomed. Kyrie's got 9. He probably needs to do a little bit more in terms of getting shots up, but it's a really positive sign that what Jacques Vaughn said pre-game is really translated over, saying that Kyrie's going to get a very similar amount of shots. The playbook isn't really changing. We're not looking to add any more of a workload onto Kyrie. And it's showing. He's only taken, 7 shots. Ben has only taken 1 shot. He's got 10 dimes, though, in a half. And 5 rebounds. This is a very Draymond Green stat line, if I've ever seen one. And then Seth Curry off the bench. High efficiency, 11 points. And the shooting's excellent. So, I think the big key for us at the moment is the turnovers. Actually, no, it's not. 3 turnovers. So I don't really know how Boston are in this game. We're basically at the same amount of threes. Same amount of free throws. It must be the shots. Nope, we've had 4 less shots, so it's not that either. It's the offensive rebounding. They're out-rebounding us by 11. And that's on the offensive glass, it's 9-2. So that is probably the big problem. Do you try get someone like Morris in the game when Cornet is playing? Because I feel like that would be a fairly reasonable thing to do, especially if we're getting killed on the glass. But right now, that is the main point of focus, I do think. I think in every other area we've played significantly well. It's just we've given a few extra opportunities via the those offensive rebounds that we've given up. So it's going to be imperative we close off this half well. Obviously, Boston have played a decent couple of minutes with some really quick ball movement, just really fluent offense. We need to get a couple shots or knock down a couple shots. We're getting some good looks, but yeah, the shots aren't falling in the last couple of possessions. So it will be Boston inbounding the ball, and it will begin with us trying to get a stop with Kyrie, Seth, Ben, Clax, and Royce on the floor, I do believe, but I could be wrong. It's been a fairly good distribution of minutes, though, I have to say. We haven't really overloaded anyone. It's been a well even spread of minutes. TJ's still in the game, so no Royce. It's Utah in the game. No Ben either. Smart gonna drive. The 2 is good. And can't imagine that the Celtics drew up a mid-range for Marcus Smart, but it worked, and now it's an 8-0 run for the Celtics. Kyrie, the switch, sees Williams. Grant guarding, gets past him. Kyrie is fouled, and Williams met him at the rim, but I believe there was a foul prior. We're going to get shots for Kyrie, and fair play. Fair play by Kyrie, just attacking the basket. And he's done a fair bit of that in this game, which sometimes he can fall into a trap of shooting too many threes, but in this game he's done well. He's taken 4 threes and made 2, so it's been a good balance. Kyrie's first free throw is good. Ties the game back up, and it will be Kyrie taking 1 more free throw just to get the lead back in our hands. So 53 apiece, and the second free throw is good. So 1:38 to play. Smart going to facilitate the offense. Tatum is on the floor. TJ Warren is picking him up in the absence of Ben, who is not on the floor. Smart going to drive and spin. Clack's good work. Ricochet ends up in the lap of White somehow, and now they're going to have to throw one up with 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. Tatum is doubled, gets in the paint, and somehow flipped it up and in as the shot clock expired. The lead is back with Boston. And Tatum, man, he's just got the ability to do that in high-pressure situations. You know, the shot clock winding down. Kyrie now going to drive on his former teammate. The kick out to Warren for 3 is well short, and Tatum going to get the rebound with a minute to play. Smart will get it in their own half. Tatum shoots the deep 2 over Utah and knocks it down. So Tatum knocked down his last couple shots. He's had a couple spurts of scoring in this game. For the most part, we've defended him pretty well. So Kyrie going to be in an ISO on Smart. Step back 3 is good by Kyrie. And the shot is falling today. Let's get it. So 32 seconds. Tatum, is he going to respond quickly? It was an excellent execution of the 2 for 1. And now Smart is going to roll it out to White. And the Celtics will slow things down and get the right shot rather than going for a rushed chuck up. So 8-second difference between shot and game. Tatum going to drive. That 3. Oh, no! TJ! It's a foul on the 3. And I tell you what, TJ played excellent defense the entirety of that possession. It looked like there was going to be a steal borderline. But instead, we've bailed him out. And it's going to be 3 shots. Well, previous possession nearly forced the shot clock violation, and Tatum was able to make it happen. But that's a really disappointing way to go out in this second quarter. There's still time to operate and get a good shot up. So 2 more free throws. Tatum's second is good. And we're going to see an inclusion of Joe. Clax will head to the bench. He's been basically a non-factor the entire game. And Clax, when he doesn't appear in the first half, he usually in the second half comes to life. But it's been a pretty subtle first half. Williams is going to go to the bench. Interestingly enough, they're playing defense on the way back. So it's going to be Pritchard coming in presumably to man up Seth. Tatum makes all three, and Kyrie's going to get the ball with 9 to shoot. Kyrie going to dribble it up the court, picked up by Smart, going to lose the ball, and that is going to do it. Luckily, there was not enough time left, and Kyrie wound the shot clock down enough. Marcus Smart is bleeding, because I swear to God, I just saw him spit blood on the court. And maybe took a shot to the face. But that is the halftime break, and the lead sits at 3 for Boston. It hasn't been an awful half by any stretch for this Nets team. We've played some decent defense on Tatum. He has, picked it up in the second quarter. Overall, though, that's the current scoreline. 60-57. The offense hasn't been awful. There's been a few rough stretches, especially in the second quarter. But overall, not a bad game thus far by this team, who obviously are missing their best player in Kevin Durant. So the Celtics right now are shooting the ball fairly well at 50%. Tatum's got 14, and he hasn't really been around for the majority of that. It's been a very quiet 19 minutes, but if we look at the Nets end, you can see TJ with 13. We've got 4 players in double figures, which is awesome at the main break. Ben has 10 dimes already. It's going to be a matter of these role players really, capitalizing on the opportunity in the second half. Clax has been awfully quiet. I can't even recall when he scored those 2 buckets, and Royce also has done nothing. So it's going to be key that Joe keeps the scoring up, Royce keeps the scoring up, Ben actually gets on the scoreboard, because that's obviously been completely non-existent in the first half. And obviously you've got TJ and Seth Curry also scoring off the bench, so it's going to be imperative they keep the form up. Overall, the shooting's good, and you're probably wondering, well, how are we losing then if the shooting is significantly better? Well, free throws are pretty even, 7 apiece, but it is the offensive rebounding. Overall, the rebound number is 27-15. The offensive rebounds are 9-2, Boston's way. The turnover count, we've conceded 4 turnovers, and with that last Kyrie turnover, we have the same number. So very even in a number of areas. So overall, share your thoughts about the first half in the chat, and we'll have a quick discussion about it. Seth and TJ carrying a lot of the KD offense minutes. Well, yeah, there was a requirement. I think Seth more so when Kyrie's on the bench. He's done an excellent job of keeping the scoring stable, keeping the offense stable, and TJ obviously he's going to be called upon more often, given he plays the same position as Kevin Durant. But overall, it's been a pretty good half. I can't complain with what I've seen. Tatum's been guarded fairly well, and given Boston have a really good defensive system, it's been fairly impressive that we've been able to score 57. The problem is the defense, and we've given a number of role players of their own good scoring outings, such as we've mentioned, Cornet's got 9 and Derek White's got 12. So you eliminate those 2 and you've probably got a really sizable advantage, but obviously it's the situation we're presented with. Around the grounds, Miami are just up on Milwaukee. I don't know why Miami show up every single time they play the Bucks. The Bucks are missing Giannis though, so that is fairly understandable. Javon's got 12 points for them. That's odd. Gabe Vincent starting for the Heat has got the most points in the entire game. Philly taking on OKC. It is a tie in that game. Shea with 17, and there's a good amount of scoring by Joel Embiid, Maxey, and Harden. So decent work by those 3. And then we've got Toronto beating Charlotte in what's a fairly insignificant game in the context of the season. But overall, it's been a decent first half, as we've mentioned. So if you have any thoughts about it, make sure to about our first half, make sure to let us know. I'm also going to quickly get up. If you have not voted, I'm not going to do the season awards, mid-season awards tomorrow. That was initially the plan, but we don't have nearly enough responses that makes it worthwhile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend that, and when I come back, we'll do it. But right now I'm going to put into the chat, if you have not done this, make sure to do it now. There's an opportunity for you to do it. I should probably actually, let me just change it. Okay, let me just get this up. There we go. Wait. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, put your votes in for the mid-season awards. It takes 5 minutes. If you haven't done it, make sure to do it. Because obviously, the more votes we get, the more worthwhile it is. Good half. I thought we looked good on offense. Hopefully Simmons can score some buckets. Yeah, I think that's just the big thing. The aggression by Ben is definitely needed to add another layer to our offense. Because right now it's fairly... obviously you want to have their hands full with, you know, the way in which they have to cover our offense, especially without KD. You know, Kyrie or bust isn't going to work, so we need other players to contribute, and if we can have Ben taking it downhill relentlessly, then that's going to really help. But he's been really good in pushing the pace, especially forcing turnovers and launching passes longer than 20 feet, you know. That's really helped us to get some really easy twos under the basket. So there's a reason he's got 10 assists in this game. He's just been awesome. So yeah. Oh, whoops, I've accidentally added... Yeah. Wait, what the fuck was the score? Okay, there we go. Whoops. There we go. It's because I have to, the hotkey to increase the scoreboard is control, and every single time I do control paste or control copy, it, changes the score. So, third quarter is probably underway soon. Just going to get it ready for you. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and subscribe if you are new. You know the deal. So if we... I'm just going to do a quick analysis of the last time we played this team. The last time we played this team, the final score was 103-92. At halftime in that game, it was eerily similar. Actually, no, it wasn't eerily similar, but Boston had 62 points in that half, and we had 50. So we're much closer. We're within an arm's reach. In the second half, we scored 42. They scored 41. So offense was the last thing we got in the second half last time round. In that game, I'm just having a cheeky look. In that game, we only had 3 players who played meaningful minutes. 2 players off the bench. 2 players off the bench who had 10 or more minutes. TJ and Seth. In this game, we've already had 2 players get that in a half. Kyrie played 40 minutes. He had 7 of 21 from the field. And Ben didn't even play. So Ben didn't play. Utah also didn't play. Clax in that game had 9 points and 14 rebounds. He has not been anywhere near that mark in this game. Royce was 2 of 12. Joe was 3 of 5 from 3, and KD was 13 of 24 and got 31. So the bad thing in that game was KD had 8 turnovers. And the really good thing in this game is, aside from the rebounding, there's nothing really awful about our game today. With 8 turnovers in that game last game. We haven't even got 4 turnovers or more than 4 turnovers in a half. So it's been good that we've been able to restrict that number. The minute allocation is more spread out, as we've previously alluded to. Aside from Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they only had 2 plays in double figures for scoring in Brogdon and Williams. Cornet played 3 minutes in that game. Pritchard played 16 minutes and scored 6 points. And Sam Hauser played 18 minutes. Derek White had 3 points in 22 minutes and shot the ball 1 of 7. They didn't have Robert Williams in that game. So there's a few different changes. It keeps happening. We go up 5 points, then they come back. Well, yeah, that's been the big thing. We've done well to get leads, but the offense hasn't been able to sustain itself for long enough that we've been able to, keep them at bay and get that lead up to above 10. It hasn't gone above 9 for either side in this game, so it's been a really tight tussle. But overall, as I said, I'm pretty damn happy with the first half. There's not too much work to do, not too much to fix. And interestingly enough, me saying that Ben has a very Draymond Green stat line. The last time that someone in a half had 0 points, 5 boards, and 10 dimes in a half. Draymond Green on Christmas. So there you go. There you have it. So many people are bagging Ben. It's actually nuts. I don't even understand. Like, if you actually watch the game instead of seeing that he only took 1 shot, then you may be able to appreciate the game even more. His game even more. I mean, this first half, or this half has gone for ages, or this halftime break. Ben is underrated. People only talk about his offense. Well, I don't know how you can diss someone who had 10 dimes in a half. Like, what rubbish is that? Obviously, I don't give a shit about what people think with regards to our plays, but because a lot of the rubbish on Twitter is why I've made this channel. I want to get rid of all that rubbish, those rubbish takes. We're better off with Ben on the court even without scoring. Well, he's defensively been excellent today, apart from the very end of the first half where Tatum scored a couple buckets. They ignore his defense. Well, as I said, you have to watch the game to see the defense. That's an intangible stat. You're not going to see... There's not a stat to measure defense. Well, there is, but, to actually see how tightly he's guarding Tatum, how disciplined he's being. Well, the fouls he's given away have been really frustrating and really unnecessary. But overall, look, we've just got to keep him off the free throw line. We've got to not turn the ball over, which we did exceptionally well at. And if we do those things, it's going to give us the best chance of winning. How bad is KD's sidekick doing without him? Kyrie's playing well. I literally don't understand how you don't get tired of saying the same rubbish every single game. Like, just hating on him for no reason. He makes players miss their shots. Well, yeah. For the most part, yeah, he's been pretty solid, Ben, on defense. A lot of steals. There was one play where he nabbed the ball out of... Thingo's hands. I think it was Cornet on the offensive rebound. And was able to push the pace, and we got an easy 2 out of it. So, you know, just reinventing possessions to help us out. Yeah, that's really benefited us in the long run. And it'll go a long way in determining this result, especially when we can't get offensive rebounds. Tatum isn't himself today. Well, we say he isn't himself. He's got the most points of any player in this entire game. He's got 14. So, alright. Second half. Incoming. Here we go. Big third quarter on the cards. We know in AFL terms, in case you don't know what that is, it's our national sport. In AFL terms, this is the premiership quarter. This is where the action happens. This is where you get the job done. Play resumes, and we're underway. So Kyrie on the outside, going to get it to Royce. Early 3, knocks it down. And Royce only took 3 shots in the first half. Is that a sign of things to come? After he made that 3-pointer very early in the shot clock. So Tatum, good defense. He's covered well. Royce comes over to help. Clucks with the help defense. Excellent work on the recovery by Clax. That was his man. Royce did well enough to hold him up for long enough. And Clax came in as the reinforcement. So Smart on the outside. Shoots a 3 over Joe. Fucking hell. That's a shot you can't stop. Ben. Behind the back. Kick out at Royce, who does not shoot the 3. Bit of a stagnant offensive possession. 10 to shoot. What? Where the fuck was the turnover there? Clax apparently got pinged for a travel. I didn't see anything. It's going to be a backcourt. Excellent work by Kyrie. That was really unprovoked. I don't even know how that happened. So Kyrie, I mean, that's a pretty underrated defensive possession. How we somehow managed to flip the possession back our way after Clax was fairly careless himself. So Clax on the perimeter, the handoff to Kyrie. 3 is short, and a rebound by Williams. So Smart taking it up with the Celtics up 3. Tatum, spin. Excellent. Extra feed. White gets caught under the basket, and he travelled. And well done by the Nets, who were able to once again force a turnover after there's been a couple misses on the offensive end. That's what's going to keep us around. Royce on the perimeter to Kyrie. Take it into the paint. Yes, he does. And he missed it. Good defense by Derek White. And now Smart the other way. The Euro, the extra feed to Williams, the kick out for White, the ball fake into the paint, the kick out into the corner for Tatum, another ball fake, and another 3. And it was excellent ball movement by Boston, and then a really poor turnover by Ben. And we've got to ensure that this game doesn't get away from us. Granted, there's been some really good shots on offer. We just haven't capitalized. Smart down the middle. The kick out to Tatum. Picked up by Ben. He drives down the middle. Clacks with the block. And now it's a 3-on-2. Kyrie to Joe. Extra feed. He absolutely did an exceptional job of navigating that. Joe attracted 2 defenders. Kyrie stayed down. And he was there for the easy layup uncontested. Now Joe will have to pick up Tatum and do work defensively. There's going to be a foul on the floor. And Tatum scored the shot after the foul was called. So that doesn't bode well. It seems like Tatum has found his shot. Clacks with the block that probably was a goaltend, but we take those anyway. But play resumes with Joe picking up Smart on the outside. And he's going to use the switch. Now Clacks is picking him up. 3 is off, and I feel like he got hit on the arm, but I could be wrong. Ben going to get it to Joe in the corner, who doesn't shoot the 3, closed out by Smart. Kyrie going to get it. 3 wide open, that's off. It was an excellent screen off the ball by Joe to free him up, but unfortunately Kyrie does not repay the faith. Tatum with the spin, behind the back, spin again, gets in the paint. Extra feed Williams. Smart with 1 more. And there's a foul on the floor. And once again, they would have had a wide open 3. But it is, unfortunately, going to be a side out. Pretty sensible foul to give away. And it will be Smart this time from the side out. No look to Williams. He nearly scored it. Kyrie gets it ahead to Royce. Pulls off a 3 and knocks it down. That could have gone 1 or 2 ways. It could have been a really ugly possession and a bit selfish. But instead we reap the rewards. And so the lead is back down to 1. This time the Nets with a little spurt on the defensive end. That is not a foul. Rubbish. There's going to be a foul on Kyrie. On the reach, it will be another side out for Boston. We've already picked up 3 team fouls in this third quarter. Probably not a foul, but I'm not going to complain there. So, 1-point game. Derek White on the outside. The switch sees Royce on him. Good spin. Pass to Williams, who shoots the mid-range. That is off. Good back tap by White. And now he's going to get an open 3 in the corner. We fell asleep. He missed the 3. And now Ben with the rebound. Bounce past Clacks. Takes it all the way and scores the finger roll. And the lead is back with the Nets. 67-66. And now Smart with the kick out to no one in particular. Ben got a hand in, and Joe will get 2 after a goaltend was confirmed. And that's excellent work by the Nets, who have now dug in and gone on a 9-0 run themselves. So we've dug in, and the defensive stops are helping us out here. And currently we have a 3-point lead. Let's hold it now. Good possessions the last few times on the defensive end. White picks up his dribble. Williams on the wing. Good defense, Royce. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Clacks in there. And still managed to put 1 up. Second time this game that they've been able to score as the shot clock expires. Royce with the ball fake. The 3 is short. Clacks chases it up. And so does Royce. But they're both late to it. And we're going to get a timeout with the scoreline at a 1-point margin. So 6:52 to play in this third quarter, and the offense the last few possessions has been on the back of turning or forcing turnovers, and we have really benefited from that strongly. So if we look at the box score, you will see Tatum only with the 3 points. He's only taken 2 shots in this third quarter, which the less the better, obviously. And not really anyone else contributing. Derek White is sort of crashing back down to earth with regards to shooting. For the Nets, Royce O'Neal and Clacks. We said that they need to pick up the slack and they have Royce with 2 threes in this quarter, Clax with a 2 courtesy of a defensive stop. And Ben is, well, still hasn't taken like any shots, but he is once again not disappointing in terms of distributing the ball, and defensively has been excellent. He's now got a steal or 2 steals and a block. Clax's 3 blocks, Royce's 2 blocks, and a steal. Like, there's been some good defensive activity in there once again. Ben, I mean, if you're telling me that he's done nothing today, look at his plus minus, plus 14. Every time he's been on the court, especially in a close game, that is such a valuable stat to look at. And he is a clear number 1 in the plus minus. So he's been awesome. What's going on with Utah? Well, simply he's just getting bench minutes. What do you want me to say? 13 minutes. Hasn't really done too much. Hasn't really taken many shots. There's not really anything you can say about Utah's game today. So, overall, once again, the Nets are showing some good resilience. Nets are playing with great coaching. 100% they are. I guarantee you, if you put this team out there with Steve Nash last year, we are absolutely... We're getting spit roasted on a hot day. We would get absolutely torched in every single capacity, or in every single aspect of the game. I do think if I can fix this up, that's better. Is that going to work? Yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay. Alrighty. So, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support on it, and also subscribe if you are new. We're back in about a week's time. We're taking a bit of time off, and then we'll be back at it. For some more games. We've done 6 weeks straight of live streams, so we will be back when the time comes. But yeah, that is the situation. And we also have a spotlight video on Nick Claxton incoming. But right now, the Nets are the last team in my parlay bet tonight. I need you guys to win tonight. Well, there's an opportunity right here. It's presenting itself. It's just a matter of executing now. Thunder are stuffing up the Bucks. Well, they're not playing the Bucks, so either the Heat are stuffing the Bucks up, or OKC are destroying the Sixers. Cornet is on the floor, and that is the main substitution for Boston. Utah's in the game. How is that a foul, man? Royce did well to stay with. It's going to be free throws on Smart. That seemed like a bit of a tough call on Royce there, have to say. Milwaukee are up 2 on Miami, and OKC are walloping Philly. Absolutely walloping them. Shea got 27. Trey Man got 14 off the bench. Smart is pushing triple-double numbers. He's played pretty well. So, first free throw is good. That's tied the game up after the Nets went on a 9-0 run to dig themselves out of a deficit. And now the lead is back with Boston. Excuse me. All right, Ben. Let's see what he does here. Hand off to Clax. Looking for an option. Gives it back to Ben. Now Kyrie in the corner. Guarded by Cornet. Bounce pass to Royce as he was doubled. Ben he's got to take it into the paint. He does. The floater is short, and Cornet with good defense. Ben, you have got to try score off the window. Enough of this hook shot bullshit. Be more aggressive. Good defense. Clax on Tatum. Tatum misses. Rebound. Ben somehow ended up with it, and the Nets secure through Royce. And now Ben, hand off to Royce. Screen set by Ben. Royce, the kick out through the weak side. Utah for 3. Let's go, Utah. And he claps his hands. He's G'd up. He's ready to go. It's all about this next man up mentality. We're nearly shooting 50% on threes. We've made 10 of them. And that's why we're up 2 right now. Tatum. High screen set. Williams. Tatum cut down the middle. Clax with the block. And now Royce the other way. Clax has 4 blocks. Royce going to send it to Ben. To Kyrie, who's wide open for 3. It's good. It's good. And the lead is back up to 5. With 5 minutes to play. Come on. And it feels weird. I don't have any wires going from this headset, so I can bounce up if I really want to and get G'd up for some good plays. I got to appreciate. Excellent kick out to the corner where Williams was wide open. He missed the 3. Ben to Kyrie. Accelerates. Corner. Utah. Short. And no rebound. I was getting ready to get up and get hyped. But, we're playing with a fair bit of energy. And you can see it's channeling through the entire group. That would have been a big 3 to knock down at this stage of the game. You know, it's been a game of ebbs and flows. And we were down 6 only a few minutes ago, earlier in this quarter. But we have gone on an exceptional 15-4 run. And now Brogdon will bring the ball up. The screen set by Williams and the switch. Utah guarding Brogdon. Forces him into a pass and Pritchard is short on the 3. And we're going to get another stop and another turnover. We got this. Is Jaylen Brown playing? Jaylen Brown and Horford are out for Boston. For the Nets, Kevin Durant is the only absence. So, play resumes with Royce. We are holding Boston to 25% from the field in this quarter. Kyrie, excellent roll, Clax. There's going to be a foul, and it's going to be free throws for Clax. I like the aggressiveness. Free throws incoming. And Kyrie with an excellent find to Clax. He could have pulled up for 3, but Cornet is an absolute tower. He basically might as well be like a 100-foot tree, for all I care. But Kyrie potentially wasn't getting that shot off. Clax, that new form is looking okay. He knocks down free throw 1. And the lead is back up to half a dozen. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support in more ways than one with a like. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. Everyone is welcome. Doesn't matter what team you support. It's just all about good vibes. Clax misses number 2, but that free throw routine forces a crap ton of lane violations. We've just gotten another lane violation, and Clax will get a second free throw. So Clax shooting 47% on free throws this year. Usually you don't want to give him another opportunity to make a free throw from a simple error like that, but Clax this time does not punish, and it is a rebound for Boston. So Boston have not made a field goal in the last 3 minutes. Tatum, alley-oop to Williams, who changes exactly that statistic. And now the lead's back to 4. We have Seth Curry in the game for his first minutes of action in this second half. TJ Warren is in the game. So is Royce. We have a foul off the ball, and Seth Curry, that was I'm going to have to say a pretty cheap foul to give away. Probably not a foul at all. Utah and Seth should take more shots. Well, Seth just got in the game after having barely played the entire quarter. And Utah, well, he's only taken the shot as he sees it. If it's a good shot, he'll take it. If it's not a good shot, he's not going to shoot it, is he? So, you know, there's got to be a window of opportunity if he's going to put one up. Seth in the corner, we've got to shoot it. The 3 is well off. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Clax is very worrisome on the inside, and he was getting held on the arm. So it's going to be a side out for the Nets with the lead sitting at 4. That's a pretty unforgivable thing to give away, especially when Williams, you know, was skying in for the rebound. So Nets have 4 personals, and the Celtics have 3. Ben is in the game. Joe is in the game. Clax going to the bench. And the 5 on the floor for the Nets is Joe, Seth, Ben, TJ, and Utah, who is practicing that 3-pointer in his corner. So Ben on the perimeter looking for the handoff to Seth. He shoots a deep mid-range, and that is a rubbish shot. I don't know why you'd shoot that. There was never any space on that shot. Utah blitzes, and now it's going to be Brogdon wide open in the corner. What is Seth doing on that possession? Garbage mid-range, and then not even remotely close to his defensive assignment. Warren to Ben. He's going to drive it, takes it into the paint, and he knocked it off a Boston defender. It's going to be a timeout by the Nets, and it's actually 75 apiece, not 76. I don't know why, but apparently that's the case, so may have added an extra point in there. I actually think that this win would be bad for the Nets. This would wake up the NBA. Oh, I don't think so. I think the media is waiting on a losing streak. Because last year, when we didn't have KD, we played 21 games and won 5. And just like that, the whole season was a waste. You know. Then again, we wouldn't be treated to such a season if, you know, that didn't happen. So, I mean, I know what I'd rather. I probably want to see an, you know, an 18-2 run more than, you know, what it could have been last year. Because this not 18 game win streak, but this run where we've gone 18 out of the last 20 in terms of wins has been such a highlight. I will, what will I do? Yeah, at 3/4 time, I will check the box score. If you haven't voted for the mid-season awards that I'm doing on this channel next week, make sure to do that. There's like a bunch of questions, simple multiple choice. You pick the player you think it is, and then that's it. And responses are anonymous, so yeah. It's all good fun. It's all a little bit of good fun. So make sure to do that if you haven't already. The link is in the chat. So yeah. And yeah, let's see how we go. It's Nets ball on the side when we return. I like the timeout by Vaughn because it looked like we had a little bit of a lack of synchronicity. Seth Curry shooting a contested 2, then conceding a wide open 3, and then the other way nearly turning it over off the hands of Ben. So sensible timeout, I sense. So yeah, we'll see how we go going into this. You know, well, coming out of the timeout. Alrighty, let's dig in. We've got to get the job done. Be excellent if we could end this third quarter on a high. It's been a pretty good quarter for the most part. The defense has been wonderful. Let's not lose a grapple of that now. Alrighty. If KD was playing, we would be up 10 right now. I don't think so. I think it'd be equally close. They wouldn't have rested Brown either. Such a different team now than in the beginning of the season. Well, yeah, we've come so far since last year. Games like this, you're getting absolutely slaughtered. I mean, I saw a pointer on Twitter that the team that played... There was a team that we put out starting 5 without KD. It had Dayron. Oh, that's an excellent block on the 3, whoever that was. I think it was Grant Williams. And now there's an open 3 for Brogdon, who knocks it down. That's rubbish. Oh, my life. I'll talk about that point later. Let me just do the play-by-play for a bit. TJ looking for an option. Brogdon was on the deck and Warren was short on the floater. This is what I was talking about in the first half. We had a couple moments where the offense fell off and Boston went on a run. Seems like we may be in the midst of all that. Air ball by Tatum. Interesting, given he had Seth Curry on him. Ben gets it ahead to Utah. One more for Warren in the dunker spot and he scores off the window. So 78-77. Brogdon gets in the offense early. looking for a window of opportunity. He didn't use it, and now he's going to drive on Warren. Help defense arrives by Utah. Pritchard nearly fumbled it out of play. Had Seth Curry in the air. Step back three. Nope. It was a 2 that hit the side of the backboard. And Joe with the rebound. So with about 90 seconds left, Joe going to shoot a 3 early in the offense and knocks it down from the top of the key. And he has been on fire. I love this dude. Let's go, Joe. 6 of 10. Oh, sorry. 6 of 9 from the field in this game with 15 points. We needed a contribution from him today. And we will need it in the foreseeable future. Tatum nearly threw it out of bounds. Williams is going to pick up a foul. No, he's not going to pick it up. Joe is. Williams is going to get the shots. So we're going to get 2 free throws from Williams. The Celtics are in the bonus. So are we. So what's happened so far? Well, it's been a close game. It's been a very back and forth game. I'm trying to think what else to say. A lot of good contributions. Seth Curry's been good. TJ's been good. Royce in the third's been good. Kyrie has probably not been the greatest, but he's done what he's needed to do thus far. Ben's got 11 dimes without a field goal. Free throws are good by Williams, and now we have a deadlock. So, Seth Curry going to slow down the tempo and give it to Warren, and now Ben will set the high screen. Warren's going to shoot a runner and knock it down for 2, and that's a high percentage look. That's what you want, and now it's going to be Brogdon. Warren's got 17 in the game. He's also been excellent. Williams with the backdoor cut. Lost his footing. Joe's going to get in there. And just gave it right back to Pritchard. Smart for 3. He missed it. Get the rebound. Please! How are you getting Pritchard offensive rebounds? That is rubbish. There's going to be a foul on the floor. That was the most frantic possession, I reckon, all day. And that's unforgivable, man. We had Williams on the floor. And Joe's tried to finesse it somehow. So he had possession, but he's thrown it off, or tried to throw it off Pritchard. In the end, he just passed it right to him, and they had an open 3. But there's been a foul under the basket. Williams was involved in a tie-up, and there will be free throws for him. The first is good, and Utah will check back in. What a crazy game this is. And to those who are enjoying the stream, it's been fairly frantic in the last couple of minutes, but fairly low-key overall for a Nets-Boston game. If you are enjoying, make sure to show your support and subscribe if you are new for more Nets watch-alongs in the future. We have a Clax video lined up in the near future as well, so make sure to stay tuned for that. The game is tied, and that's an inadvertent execution of the 2-for-1, so we're going to hold for 1 possession. There's a 6-second difference between shot and game. Seth Curry in a switch with Smart, and now TJ Warren is guarded by Pritchard. He's doubled, the push shot is off, and now Boston breakout in transition. Corner for Pritchard, goes baseline, and that was way too fucking easy by Seth Curry. I don't know what he's doing there. Just let him run. They got 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2, 1, Kyrie for 3, it's off. And it was fairly rushed. Regardless, it can't get too much closer than this going into the final period. And given we were down 3 at halftime, I think we played better than, only trimming the deficit by 1. But obviously, if we're going to win this game, we're going to have to really get a lot of defensive stops. We're going to have to not play dumb. We're going to have to get a lot of defensive rebounds and focus on boxing out, because that's been probably the biggest issue. The good thing is Kyrie's not playing a lot of minutes. Well, I suspect he may play the entire 12 in the last if he didn't really play much in this quarter. Seth is playing dog shit on defense, 100%. I mean, in that, 3-minute passage of play, he's just been getting blown by. It's been fairly embarrassing. Do you think Utah should be on a different team, or is he doing good on the Nets? Well, yeah, I mean, I know as a Nets fan, I'd have him on my team every day of the week. Let's have a look at the box score. And you can see that the Nets have gotten some really good scoring contributions all over the floor. Kyrie has only played 26 minutes, so I reckon he may play 8 or 9 minutes at least, at the bare minimum, in the last quarter. Ben has 13 dimes and 9 rebounds with 2 shot attempts and not 1 make. Talk about a crazy stat line. Clax is 7, Royce hit a couple threes in the third, and Joe was 15. So, look, the starting five has done an excellent job in numerous ways, but we're going to need probably 12 from Kyrie in the last quarter at least, and then some other players are going to have to be supporting him alongside. Shooting the ball well overall, we missed our last, I believe we missed 4 of our last 5 threes. And for Boston, while they're shooting the ball okay, Brogdon's got 12. They have 4 of their starters in double figures. The problem is that the offensive rebounding, as we mentioned at the half, is it's lopsided. And right now we're getting out-rebounded by 15. They have had 11 offensive rebounds to 2. And that is where they are able to reinvent possessions where they are missing. That said, we only have 2 less shot attempts, but they got to the free throw line a little bit more in the third. And, they've got a little bit of an upper hand in that department. So, it's going to be a big, big last quarter. And look, it's going to start with the starting 5. It has to be, ultimately the bench is going to be playing the first few minutes of this last quarter. They're going to have to set the tone a little bit more. But I mean, we can't afford to turn the ball over. We've been really good in that department. It's just going to be a matter of... I think these first 3 minutes are going to really define how this last quarter is going to go. We've got 21 fast break points to 8, so a lot of open play turnovers we're forcing and getting points. The problem, as we mentioned, getting out rebounded on the glass by 15. And that has been a fairly big pain in the ass. The fact that we haven't been able to control that area. It's not too late though. We can do it in this last quarter. So, players resumed, and we've got Utah, Royce, Kyrie, Clax, and TJ on the floor. White shoots a 3, rebound Clax. That's an excellent start. Force a contested 3. Royce going to feed Warren in the corner, picked up by Cornette, and now Kyrie picked up by Pritchard. The high screen set by Warren. Behind the back. Warren, good ball fake. Takes it into the paint, and blocked by White. And Clack stood on the side. That's an excellent block by Derek White. I didn't think he had the hops in him. And, that probably needed to be much better navigated by Warren, because that really shouldn't have ended the way it did. And on the other end, Brogdon scores over Clack, so levels to that. You've got a guard blocking a forward and a guard scoring over a big center. So we've got to really knuckle down in this last quarter. Clax is going to look for Kyrie. Instead, he's going to take it himself and score off the window. He had numerous defenders on him and somehow got it to go. And that's where the development in his game is really apparent. So Brogdon rolls it out to Pritchard. Goes down the middle. And scores off the window again. With all this length, we should be able to just force a lot of misses on the interior, but it hasn't really been like that. Utah, it's going to be... What? Where the fuck's the offensive foul? They called an offensive foul. I have no idea who this was on. What the... Where's the offensive foul? I don't even know. Who did they put the foul on? That's rubbish. I have no idea where the offensive foul was there. Clax went up for an alley-oop. I didn't see any illegal contact there. I don't know where the foul is. Maybe it was on Utah. I've got no idea, but right now the lead is 4. Pritchard trying to dance on Utah. Shoots a high arcing 2. Whew. That's a pretty saucy jump shot there, but the lead is up to 6. Can we respond? Kyrie. Oh, that is rubbish. Another turnover. And Brogdon off the glass for 2. And we're getting a timeout. And this is all without Tatum. On that last possession, they just trapped Kyrie. And it's a possession that is very reminiscent of what KD is prone to as well. You get double teamed. And then you just pivot across the court because no Nets players, converge. You'd think that if a player is trapped in the farmost corner, you're going to, go over there to help him out and bail him out. But we always, sit in the corners as if he's supposed to launch one 25 feet across the court without it getting turned over. I mean, there's only 3 defenders in the firing line. Be a damn miracle if you could get through all 3 defenders and get the pass to the corner. It's partially on Kyrie for trying to, bite the bullet and try attempt that pass. But it's also on the rest of the 5 to, approach him and make the pass a little bit easier for Kai. That's why KD in the last matchup ended with 8 turnovers. There were 4 of those in the last quarter where it was the exact same identical shit. So yeah. Look, margin is 8. We obviously fought back from a deficit like this in the 3rd around this time. But once again, it's going to start with defense. As much as I would like to say that it's very easy to say someone with scoring is probably the best player today. I think Ben is probably very close to being my number 1 pick for player of the game today. He's been awesome. With dimes and really pushing the pace, and defensively he's been decent on Tatum, so yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this game ends up, but to those enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support in more ways than one with a like. Or if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe if you are new. Hope you're enjoying the stream, by the way. Got to always make sure that's happening. Nets better not fold at the end. Well, at the moment, I mean, we haven't folded. It's just a matter of who's going to be the better team on the day, and we've had some poor offensive possessions. Actually, no. The offensive possessions haven't been awful. The defense by Boston has been wonderful. In the first 3 quarters, it seemed a little bit pedestrian the way they were approaching our offense. There are a lot of open threes, but the intensity is really lifted in this last quarter. Derek White with a big time block on Warren. You've got Kyrie getting trapped in the corner, and then the Celtics swarm and score early in their offense. It's very reminiscent of what we were able to do when we went on runs in the 3rd quarter. Kyrie, Ben, O'Neal, Clax, Utah, Simmons need to close this game out. Well, you're going to have to pick one to omit because that's 6 players. So here we go. Joe is in the game alongside Kai, Royce, Ben, and I believe it's Clax. I can't see yet. So we've got the starting 5 back on the floor, and I believe this is the lineup you've got to run with in the closing. Kyrie shakes off Cornet. He's short on the 3. Ben can't get the rebound. Kyrie, you got Cornet on you. He's not going to keep up if you drive it. He's blown right past defenders in this game, and he's settling for 3-pointers again. Brogdon going to drive. Where is the defense on Royce? That is a rubbish foul. Ben in a lockup with Cornet. It was an air ball on the floater by whoever the hell that was. I don't know who it was, but that is a rubbish foul. Yeah, Brogdon missed that so badly the Cornet got the read. But Ben's got to be more alert on that. So, White. 6 to shoot, 4 to shoot. White gonna kick it out to Pritchard. He's gonna have to put one up from way downtown. And we've got a shot clock violation. I was very scared that when the whistle blew, I thought there was a sixth foul. I can't even say the word. Sixth. That's an absolute mouthful to say. Alright, Ben. 9 minutes to play. We need to start getting the scoreboard going because it's sucked at the moment. Joe misses a mid-range. Why is he shooting that? A moving 2. Contested as well. I mean, he had Pritchard on him, but not the right shot. You got to take it into the paint. Oh my god, another rubbish foul again. Williams hits the deck, and I think it's Joe with the foul. I think he potentially rammed into him. So, Tatum is now back in the game. As if things couldn't get any worse. We've played worse with Tatum off the floor. So let's see if Tatum is going to start jacking up shots and potentially leaves the door slightly ajar. We've got 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes or so to play. The switch sees Clax on Smart, and now Tatum going to drive. And the 2 is short, and the rebound is good. Good box out by Joe. Ben could have potentially had his 6th foul for a moving screen on the other side. It's going to be a foul on Kyrie as he drove baseline. Oh, we got a little bit of chit-chat between Clax and Smart. You know, Clax loves a bit of trash. Bit of trash talking. So yeah, the intensity is definitely lifted with the Celtics, man. Nothing has been given easily. 3 is short. No, it's not short. It's long by... I don't know who that was. I think it was... I actually don't know who it was. We've got another foul. It's an offensive foul on Tatum this time. Royce doing well in the post. So a couple stops in the last couple possessions. That's going to be where the comeback stems from. So that was step 1. Now we need to execute step 2 of the plan, which is start knocking down shots. Kyrie bounce pass to Ben. Extra pass to Clax is off hands and out of play. It'll be Celtics ball. Clax has got to take that with 2 hands. Like, that's just rubbish. And Ben passing the ball. Go up. They've got Cornet as their big man, bro. Not Williams. Not Defensive Player of the Year candidate Williams. They've got fucking Cornet in the paint. Go, Ben. Takes it in there and misses the 2. You got to take it at the body. He's pussying out of it. So frustrating. Smart behind the back. Alley-oop, what is Ben doing? And the ball was sitting on the rim and Cornet's smiling, so apparently there was an offensive interference involved. We haven't scored in 4 minutes. Kyrie with the step back 2. That's off. And it's out of play off the Nets. Oh no, the Celtics, sorry. Ben messing this quarter up. He's just not... Like, he's just half-arsing every single drive. We can't have him scoring no points. They got an easy 2 on one end. That was rubbish. We're going to get a timeout in here. And look, the game is not all lost. We have 7 minutes to make amends, but we haven't scored in nearly the entire quarter. So, right now, the scoring output is looking like this. Kyrie has missed 3 shots in this last quarter. Ben, as much as he... You know, I'm loving these 13 dimes and 9 rebounds. Fucking hell. Score some damn points, bro. Like, the frustration. I mean, Ben is so good on the defensive side, but stitches us up on the offensive side. Seth Curry, I mean, he made 4 of his first 6, and now he's missed his last 3. TJ's got 17. He's missed his last couple. yeah, basically everyone's fallen off a cliff with shooting, and the shooting splits really reflect that. Boston, they're shooting better than us now. Is that? No, that's not. I thought there was a little bit of fluff hanging from my cap. Brogdon's got 16, Cornet 11, Pritchard 9. Their bench has really stepped up in this second half, as Tatum has not. When Tatum hasn't. He has missed his last 4 shots. So, whilst Tatum is stinking up the gaff, they've got 6 players in double figures to keep them afloat. And that's what we've needed today. Ben is scared to go to the free throw line. Well, he's not even... it's not even that. He's just not being assertive enough. Like, he's got Cornet on him. I guarantee you Cornet is not a defensive monster. What are they look... The referees are looking at the monitor. I have no idea what they're looking at it for. I'm not even gonna, ask. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, they challenged the out of bounds call, and of course they win it. That is a joke. We cannot win anything at the moment. Where's the offense going to come from? Because it's all good and well to get stops, but we're going to need an excellent offensive, punch to get us back in this game. What's up with the refs now? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the refs. We're just not getting, the luck on our side at the moment. So we're down 12. Boston have the ball with 7 minutes to play. Oh, for God's sake. Ben needs to get some fast break points. That's what he's good at. Well, even with fast break points, he avoids taking it all the way. The guy's just got to score off the window. He's huge. He's 6'10", bro. He's 6'10", and he's got pace. I guarantee you, the minute he starts scoring, they're going to get worried out of it. So, here we go. We're going to have to start getting stops now, otherwise the game's going to get away. As if it already hasn't. Cornet, going to hand off to Tatum on the wing. He's going to face up O'Neal. Drive. 2. Off. Good defense, Royce. Okay, we still haven't scored in 4 minutes. Kyrie, going to drive down the middle and pull up at his spot and knock it down. Where was that when we needed a bucket earlier on? We needed a timely bucket. We've got it, and now we need to get more stops. White, Tatum rolls, kick out Williams. Is he going to score the 3? He's off. Clax! Oh my life! Are you serious, Clax? Oh, that's rubbish. Go, Royce. 5 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Tatum for 3. It's well short. Clax gets the rebound this time. And given I was so caught up in it all, let me run you through what just happened after Kyrie kicks it out to Warren and shoots a 3 and knocks it down. The lead is 7. The lead has been sliced, but a couple possessions prior, Clax had a rebound. Smart snuck up from behind him, swooped on it before he fell out of bounds, and then Williams got it as Seth Curry was half asleep. Luckily, it didn't result in a score. We got a timeout on no, not a timeout, a foul on Kyrie. That's rubbish. Where's the call there? That's an excellent save by Smart. Excellent hustle, and then the pass was perfectly advantageous for Williams to get, because Seth Curry ain't getting up there. So Williams on the outside. Smart. The high screen set by Williams. Excellent cross by Smart. What is Kyrie doing? Rubbish! Oh, for God's sake! No! It shouldn't have been a foul on the first possession to start with. That one's definitely a foul. Wait, is that a foul on Did he even hit him on the arm? That is rubbish! Oh my god, man. Should they have challenged that? I don't know if there was worth in challenging that. Marcus Smart has got a double-double with 14 and 10 dimes. Second free throw is good, and that's been the second three-point play in this game. And look, I mean, I'd do lots of things to take those fouls on the three back. So the lead is back up to 10, and just as we had a bit of a sniff, the lead is back up to 10 on the back of a couple bullshit calls. Well, one was bullshit. Kyrie, gonna get it on the perimeter and drive again. Defense collapses. 2 over the top is off. What is the plan right now? Kyrie in the mid-range, is that it? Time is starting to run out. And we're gonna have to go on a run. It's gonna start with getting stops. Smart rolls. Clax reads the alley-oop. Kyrie is fouled by Williams. Is that not a take foul? I swear, since that take foul rule has come into play, we've never gotten a call. Never. In transition. Yeah, that's not a foul. That's not a take foul. Okay, how come we're not getting free throws? Because it wasn't a take foul. It's going to be a side out. The amount of times we should... I'm not saying that one should have been a take foul, but we've had so many times where it should have been a take foul. We don't get the call. Kyrie into the paint again. Had the defender in the air. Scores off the window. And with 4:25 to play, the lead is back down to 8. We're 1 8-0 run away from making this a ball game. I can see... Oh, that's... Where's the illegal screen? Rubbish. And Royce is hurt on the hip, it looks like. Blitz. Excellent. What? Rubbish! Oh, come on! Did he not strip him clean? Oh, that is a joke. Mate, honestly, call the challenge. Call the challenge there. That is not a foul. We're gonna get the challenge. I mean, seriously, for fuck's sake, the amount of foul calling in the last 5 minutes has been borderline out of control. And some of them have just not been there. There's been some that are there. I mean, I'm gonna, like, hold the team to account at times. I'm gonna say that, yeah, some of the calls, like that Kyrie foul on the 3 was irrational. The closeout was irrational, but the foul before that gave them an extra opportunity at it was not there. That is clean! Clean! Turnover! Send it the other way. That's our ball. Absolutely rubbish. Here we go. Of course they're going to say it's their ball, though. 100%. Their ball, and they're going to say it's a foul. 100%. It's taking an awfully long time for a decision to result from this. Let's have a look. Finally! Finally! Oh my goodness, we've actually won a challenge. I'd love to see the success rate on challenges being won, but it is our ball with 4:04 to play, I think, or is it a jump ball? I don't know. What is it? A jump ball? Wait, what? Okay, oh, it's Boston ball. Ah, shit. So we're not even... I thought it was going to be an ultimate swing here, but instead it's going to have to be us clamping down on defense. Seth Curry is in the game for closing. I don't know if I like that or not. And so is TJ Warren. So 6 to shoot. Royce has played excellent defense in the last. Oh my god, that is rubbish. Clax had to commit to defending Tatum and helping out, and instead, well, not instead, but Robert Williams therefore had no direct assignment under the basket. Alley-oop. They are outscoring us by 12 in the paint. Kyrie for 3. Where's the foul? Oh, that is rubbish. Oh, my life. One basket and it's over. Tatum. Guarded by Clax. 4 to shoot. 3. Off. Get the board. We got it. Kyrie. Got to get it ahead. Cross. Cross again. Kickball. Gonna be Nets on the side with 3:09. The coach needs to challenge more. Oh, Jacques Vaughn is very vocal with some of the calls. Tatum, I don't know if that was intended for the alley-oop or for the shot, but regardless, it worked out for him. Defensively, we've been alright in this last quarter, but it's killer that the offense hasn't been able to flourish as a result. Kyrie, turnaround 2. What is that? Rubbish. It's just isolation. Seriously, what happened to the screens? Clax is off the floor, and so is, Thingo. Ben. Tatum, picked up by Royce, who has played an excellent job defensively. Not that time. And it's a fucking dumb foul by Joe. He comes in immediately and commits a 2+1. That is so bad. Why on earth did you think it was a good idea to play your small ball 5 as Warren with Tatum and Williams on the floor? Been absolutely walloped on the offensive glass. And you've sent our 2 biggest players to the bench. So Tatum got 2+1 and the free throw is good. Oh, for fuck's sake. What a garbage lineup to close with as well. The offense has been awful in this last quarter. Warren's going to pull up for a midi. And now none of the shots that were falling in the first half fall in the second half. It is a carbon copy of the first meeting. It doesn't matter what personnel is in the game. It doesn't matter what situation. Tatum just lost the ball. Excellent defense, Royce again. For the most part, he's been wonderful. Joe 3 in the corner. He's wide open and he knocks it down. And the lead is back down to, well, 10. I was about to say 14. As if that makes any sense. Kyrie 8 of 21. It's literally identical to the last meeting. 1:54 to play in this game. Marcus Smart. We're going to somehow have to... I don't even know how we're going to win this. Oh, turnover. Royce. That's a take foul. That is a take foul. We had so many numbers ahead of the ball. It has to be point and ball. Has to be. It has to be a take foul. Smart passed it away. Royce swoops. That is rubbish. If they don't call that a take foul, it's free throw and ball. Okay. It's unfortunate we were playing good tonight, considering. Damn, I really wanted this one. Well, it's not over yet. Don't. Ooh, clear path foul, potentially. I think it already is a take foul. Clear path is the is what they are reviewing for. Let's have a look at the box score in the meantime. Oh my god, I'm a mess in this last quarter. you can see Tatum's got 20 and he's actually shot the ball awfully, but everyone else for them has really stood up. And you can see their shooting's not great either, but Kyrie in the last quarter's been atrocious. He shot 2 of 7. He's our leading scorer amazingly, but Ben has only played 26 minutes. I don't know why. Not a clear path foul. How the fuck is it a common foul? Clax has 9 and 9. I mean, that is so rubbish that they can just commit a foul like that whilst we're in transition. When we have 3 ahead of the play and 1 Boston defender. That's a rubbish call. What's the point of a take foul then? Kyrie in the paint, layup is good. So the lead is back down to 8. And now we need to get stops. This game is not over yet. Tatum is picked up at half court, nearly turned it over. Williams gets it to Williams in the corner. The other one gets across court to Smart. They're going to run down the clock. If we can force a miss and score quickly, then we have a game. Behind the back, Tatum, corner, dagger. Yep, that's it. As the shot clock expired, we overcommitted. We overcommitted on the more dangerous threats and left wide open in the corner. It was a gamble. But just like that, the game's over. Oh, man, this is a joke, dude. It's literally been the exact same way that the first meeting happened. The exact same way. You know, it was a high-scoring first half. High-scoring first half, and then in the second half, it's all defense. Boston in the last quarter, intensity-wise, were much better than us. You know, there was a couple hustle plays that they were just first to. And, you know, anticipated the play quicker. They were faster and more assertive. And we simply put, you know, out the gates in the last quarter, did not match their energy at all. I'm obviously triggered by referee decisions, some of them, but that can't... Ultimately, once again, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not an excuses kind of guy. The game today was decided because Boston in the last quarter, you know, their role players delivered and their team defense was ultimately what got them through this. It is going to be an absolute miracle if we can get this done somehow. Kyrie gets it in. Step back 3 is well off. And what a damn surprise. We can't buy a bucket in this last quarter. I don't even know what we had at three-quarter time points-wise. I think it was 84-82. We've scored 14 points in the last quarter. Once again, it's just fallen apart in the second half against Boston. The finger roll is good by Williams. That's Grant, and the game's over. I tell you what, we haven't lost... once again, the scoreboard doesn't do us justice for how well we played, but ultimately, Kyrie once again misses a layup on the inside. Royce gets a rebound via a ricochet, and Warren for 3 is off, and the tip-in is no good by Royce. He's getting held. It's going to be a foul on the floor with 23.2 to play, but this one is all but over. Why is Kyrie shooting so much? Well, this is the problem. This is where a certain player, such as KD, would be awfully vital. You know, I don't think we would have had a quarter scoring 14 points if KD was in the game, I have to say. Royce's first free throw is good. But yeah. If KD was here, we wouldn't have as bad of a last quarter. There wouldn't be as much reliance on Kyrie, but I do have to slate the ball movement. Where was the ball movement in the last quarter that we had in the first half? And look, Boston are going to win deservedly, and I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to fully give them credit for what they've been able to do today. obviously there was a game to be won in the last quarter, and unfortunately, as I said, I'm sorry that I may have burst your eardrums doing that, but the game is over. We lose 109-98. It is basically the same way we lost last time against Boston. We'll have a look at the box score and then we will head off. We have got a week off after this as well. Philly and the Bucks lost. Well, that is good for our standing position. Nonetheless, thanks for the call today. No worries. We would have won with KD. I'm biased though. I don't know because they wouldn't have rested Brown and Horford. We got to do better with Boston. It's just we have to match their defensive intensity, number one. And look, there were periods late in the game where we sort of did that, but in the first half, the reason we scored 57 is because the scoring was unpredictable. You know, there was ways to score on the interior. There was ways to score in the mid-range. There were ways to score on the perimeter. You know, we were constantly switching things up. In the last quarter, Kyrie, I'd like to see the percentage of possessions where Kyrie ended up with the final shot. You can see overall he had 24 field goals. Now, at three-quarter time, he only had 14 shots. So, he nearly had half his shots in one quarter. And the reason we were in the game in the first half was because Kyrie wasn't the centerpiece. There were other players feeding off, you know, the attention that Kyrie drew and Ben's defensive activity and whatnot. You know, Kyrie with 24, it was a bad game. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it out there. First half was excellent, but it was more natural in the first half. There wasn't any shot chucking up. The assist number at the end of the game is 26. I think it was like 24 at the back end of the third quarter. So that's really telling a story about how the last quarter went. TJ Warren was really good with 20, but he too, like many other Nets, went into a slump late. He shot 1 of 5 to close out the evening, and Seth Curry missed his final 3 shots as well. Joe Harris. I mean, if there's any proof that Joe is good as a starter, then here it is. 4 threes on above 50%, and Royce did fairly well. I do want to give him a bit of credit. Him and Ben for defending Tatum so well. Once again, it pisses me off that we, in spite of defending Tatum so well, we still couldn't win the game. You know, Clax didn't have a great night. Ben, obviously, 3 shots, no makes. 13 dimes was awesome, but he had 10 in the first half. So, you know, that probably speaks volumes about how the game went in the second half for Ben. But shooting splits are there. Overall, Boston had 1 extra shot, but the offensive rebounding number, they ended with 48 rebounds to 32. So there's part of the problem. The turnover count, it was about 4 apiece at three-quarter time. And somehow Boston ended with 13. Actually, no, I think that was the second half. So we did really well in the second half to knuckle down defensively. Problem is we also had a similar amount of turnovers, and that really dug our own grave. But ultimately, we couldn't get to the free throw line. Boston, you know, similarly couldn't do that either. But it was just a matter of who could make more shots. And Boston made, 3 extra shots and got to the free throw line a little bit more. And that was really it. Well, I'm also going to mention that Boston had a lot of good contributions from their role players. And this is what we needed from our team today. We needed a bit more. You know, holding Tatum to 7 of 22 and 2 of 10 from 3, that's an excellent night by whoever was guarding Tatum. Royce in the last quarter more so. I don't think Tatum scored 1 bucket in the last, apart from that and 1 opportunity in the final couple of minutes. Tatum missed, 8 of his 9 shots. Yeah, I've got to get the words right in the right order. He only scored 1 of his last 9. So we did well there. But the problem was you had other players contributing. You had Robert Williams with 8. I mean, Clax scored more there, but Williams had 12, knocked down some crucial 3s. Well, he didn't. He knocked down some crucial 2s. Played 42 minutes as well. Credit to him. Derek White in the first half hit 5th. Oh, well, he scored 12, and the only bucket in the second half was the dagger. And then Smart, as much as he was a non-factor shooting the ball, he was able to get to the free throw line a few times. He had the most free throws of any player on the floor, and did pretty well in drawing those fouls. And then off the bench, Brogdon scored some timely buckets when Tatum was off the floor, and obviously there wasn't any. The Nets could play defense a little bit more comfortably because they didn't have to double Tatum, especially when the pressure was on late. That's where it was most visible. And then Cornet with 11, shooting the ball 5 of 5, and I mean a very valuable 17 minutes where he probably got a few offensive boards in between as well. He ended with 3 offensive boards, and Pritchard, who had 3 rebounds, and scored some timely buckets when they went on that run early in the last. He had 3 offensive boards. 3 offensive boards, dude. A dude that's about 5'10", had 3 offensive boards. I'd like to see one player on this Nets team that got the same amount. No one. And you're letting a small guard who played 15 minutes get 3 offensive rebounds. I mean, that really tells the story. But shooting numbers, we held them down fairly well. They shot below average from 3, and from the field they weren't great either. But it's just going to be a matter of, in the games to, that'll follow this one, we need to ensure that we are not falling into that trap yet again. That was really reminiscent of seasons gone by where we fall into that trap of, just going ISO ball with Kyrie. For the majority of the game was close. It didn't exceed, 7 or 8 for Boston until the very start of the last, when the game was there to be won. So, as we've mentioned, as soon as Boston lifted the intensity, we needed to match it. We didn't, and we were punished. Amazingly enough, just to stress the importance, not stress the importance, highlight the clear similarities with this game and the last game. I mentioned this at halftime. First half, Boston-Brooklyn last game. 62-50. So in terms of it being, Boston having breathing space, that was there in the first half. So that's one difference. But in the second half, we scored 42 points. Boston scored 41. In this game, it was a bit inverted to the first half. Or to what happened in the first meeting. Boston got their breathing space in the second half. Late. And look, we held them to under 50 points in the second half. That's cool. But we only scored 41 again. So, the difference was there. And unfortunately, you obviously need to score buckets at a timely rate. We did not do that. We needed, plenty of points, especially when we were getting stops late in the game. There were a few calls that bailed them out. Some that weren't there, some that were. That Kyrie Irving 3-point foul was a killer. But ultimately, last quarter we get outscored 25-16. Get outscored 49-41 in the second half. Made a mistake before. If Kai goes 19-24 other than 9-24, well, I mean, that's wishful thinking. I mean, he's not going to go 19-24 in a game against Boston. We're kidding ourselves if we think he's going to shoot the ball that well, especially as the clear number 1 option on offense. It's a bit painfully annoying. And And in that game that we held Tatum, the first meeting, we held Tatum to, if I can actually find it, in the first meeting, we held Tatum to 10 of 19. So we did an excellent job, but the difference was in that game, they had Tatum and Brown score 63 and the rest combined for 40. In this game, Tatum scored only 20, but the role players really stood up, and that's where we were missing out in this game. Anyway, who are we playing next? You can see the upcoming streams and the upcoming games to your right. Why am I off this week? Heading out. Just heading out. A little bit of a trip. So we will be unavailable to do streams and whatnot. So, yeah. But we'll be back at it, ready for, continuing this mammoth roller coaster of a season. Next game is OKC. Should win that, but they beat Philly, so they're going to give us a run for our money. We've got San Antonio, which should be a comfortable win, and then we've got the Suns, Utah. The Suns and Utah. So I will be back for the game against the Warriors. We will miss those four. There will be the Claxton video. Coming out in a couple days' time. So make sure to tune in for that. Actually, maybe out tomorrow. And then obviously we'll have some time off. We'll be back at it for Nets Warriors. Should be a good game with Steph Curry back. And that'll do it. So enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, whatever. And make sure to get your votes in for the mid-season awards as well. Don't forget to come back. Well, I can't neglect these watch-alongs. Of course, it's going to be very difficult to forget, given I've done this for 6 weeks straight. It's basically become a part of my life. It's basically been my entire life. It hasn't, but that'll do it. Thank you for your support, as always. Your undivided attention. Probably not undivided. You've probably been doing something else. But regardless, thank you for tuning in for an extensive period of time and sharing your thoughts, providing your support, just keeping the chat nice and lively, because as I said, that's what makes the chat, or makes the channel. That's what makes these experiences a hell of a lot better. So thank you, everyone who's tuned in. We will see you in a week or so for Nets Warriors. But until then, have a good one, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Have a good one.